It's starting. Okay, Daddy. Okay.
And then let's switch spots, okay?
Yeah, I know it's book reading. It's gonna be the one that's after Ariel. So it's Belle. We're gonna do Belle. Here. But don't read this part.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
It just tells
Ow!
you.
You're welcome. Sorry.
Read this part first.
Home, the edge of a small town in France. Likes reading wonderful stories and dreaming of adventures. Dislikes arrogant people like Gaston. Most people agree that Belle is beautiful but a little strange. They cannot understand why she spends her time reading books and won't marry Gaston, the handsomest man in town.
Yeah,
Little do they
right.
know that Belle dreams of a very different life for herself, far away from her small town. Everything's going to be fine, you'll see.
Gaston is not handsome.
Bookish beauty, Belle longs to visit the faraway places she reads about in books, and she would love to have someone to share her dreams with. But she could never marry a man like Gaston. Belle's head may be in the clouds, but her feet are on solid ground. Maurice, Belle's father Maurice, is always creating crazy new machines. Most of his inventions do not actually work, but Belle is sure to be successful one day.
What does she say?
She says, these gloves are so nice and soft. And she says, don't look at my 50 Shades of Grey book.
What do they all say? Because they're all smiling.
And I'm like, ooh, that Belle, she's very mysterious reading that book. And he says, does it look like I need dentures? And she says, good Lord, Maurice, brush your teeth.
Good Lord. Okay. Good Lord.
Patient friend. It doesn't take Belle long to discover the Beast is not nearly as terrifying as he looks. Belle also teaches him to read, so that he can share her passion for books. Belle's favorite color is yellow. The fabulous gown reminds her of a beautiful sunny day. Even in her wildest dreams, Belle never imagined that she would become a princess. Brave Belle. Belle would do anything for the people she loves. She bravely rescues her father, and when the Beast is in danger, Belle rushes to her side. Happy ending. Belle's love for the Beast sets him free from the enchantress spell, and it changes her life too. She has a huge library of her own, full of books to read. Best of all, she has someone to share her dreams with. Super stories. Belle has a colorful imagination. She likes to imagine visiting all the exotic places that she reads about in her favorite books.
What does he say?
I can't see.
Well, neither can I. I gotta see what he's saying there. He's like, plie and down and two. They're dancing, see? Isn't he
Well,
plié?
what does she say?
She says, I'm melting, I'm melting. She says, everybody clap your hands. And he says, oh, I like to sleep in the water. And she says, you're wearing my favorite robe, take that off. It's going to shrink.
Wait, you gotta start with this part first.
The Beast. His home is a huge enchanted castle. He dislikes his appearance being stared at. He needs to find true love to break the enchantress spell. The Beast is so used to being alone that he doesn't know how to behave around Belle. His servants tell him to act nice, but he is more comfortable with being scary. However, as the Beast gets to know Belle, his true character begins to emerge. He even makes Belle laugh. Spellbound. The Beast used to be a handsome but selfish prince. One day a beggar woman asked him to give her shelter in exchange for a rose. He refused, so after warning him not to judge by appearance, the woman transformed into a beautiful enchantress. She put a magical spell on the prince and his castle. If the prince could not learn to love and find someone to love him back by the time the last petal on an enchanted rose fell, he would have to remain a beast forever. Being beastly, Maurice is terrified of the angry Beast. However, when Belle takes her father's place, she learns that beneath his fierce exterior, the Beast is gentle and thoughtful.
What does he say?
He says, do these fangs make my nose look big? And he says, I found a penny underneath the cushion. And then he says, cheese! And he says,
No, I said he first.
oh, geez, I can't do both. He says, I think you've got a piece of cheese in your teeth. And he says, I need to smash this rock with my tool here. I don't know. And she says, stand up, everybody's staring at you.
Stand up.
Short that.
Although the beast looks terrifying, Belle can see the kindness and love in his eyes. Is that the period already?
Yeah.
You've come to stare at the beast, haven't you? Soulmates. When the beast allows Belle to return home to her father, he proves that he can no longer be selfish. Although he longs to break the enchantress's curse, he loves Belle too much to see her unhappy. Fortunately for the
hungry.
beast, Belle loves him too and is able to break the spell just in time. At first, Belle doesn't recognize the handsome man standing in front of her, but after gazing into his eyes, she can see that he is her beloved beast. The beast won't miss having huge claws and a tail now that he is human.
Wait, why are you guys recording this? Just 'cause-
She says, what does she say?
Wouldn't it be a little more interesting?
I
to
have to go to the
different
potty.
things?
And
It's always what you say for
oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's because you always laugh at those. And he says, I've gone twice in my pants.
How does this
And he
work?
says, look at me, I am very rugged and handsome. And she says,
I'm Italian.
Buongiorno! You could just leave it where it was.
What?
Different angles are exciting.
That's a very shaky.
Yeah.
Lumiere, the beast friendly butler Lumiere has lots of advice for the beast on the best way to win
He's
Belle's
a
heart.
butler?
He also falls in love with the feather duster. Lumiere is pleased to return in his good-looking human form. Now he can have a girl on each arm. Cogsworth. Edward Cogsworth is the head of the Beast household. He is an expert in the history of the Beast's castle, and he takes his job very seriously. Cogsworth is much more uptight than his laid-back friend Lumiere. He likes everything to run smoothly and on time, anything to avoid being
Get it
upsetting
on
the
time.
Beast. Yeah. The servants. The Beast isn't the only one in the castle who's under a spell. The enchantress magical turns all the servants into household objects, and unless the Beast can find true love, everyone will stay that way forever. The servants are determined to help the Beast win Belle's heart so they can return to their rightful forms.
What does he say?
He's a I like candles very much. He says, I am wickedly handsome. And he says, Tick-tock, we need to be on time. He says, please, wind my friend's clock one more time. He likes it very much. Oh. And he says, ain't that cute?
Huh?
Ain't that cute?
Huh?
The footstool, the Beast's pet dog doesn't really mind life as a footstool. After all, he still has a tail to wag, but nothing beats a game of fetch in the garden with his pal Chip. The feather duster has plenty of work to do, keeping the huge castle clean and tidy. Although she is fond of the smooth tackle Lumiere, she is careful not to get burned by charming candelabra. Wardrobe, the castle's resident opera singer, finds herself as a wardrobe pretty dull. Until Belle arrives, she loves dressing Belle in beautiful outfits and thinks that the young girl was brave to take her father's place in the castle. Mrs. Potts and Chip. It's not always easy for an enchanted teapot to run to the castle's kitchen, but Mrs. Potts does her best. The Beast cook combines her work with looking after her family, including her youngest son, Chip. Mrs. Potts and Chip think Belle is wonderful and will do anything they can to help the Beast win her love. Chip secretly travels with Belle when she goes home. He uses one of Maurice's inventions to free Belle and her father. Life is much easier for Mrs. Potts and Chip when they are not made of china. The Beast Castle will be a very happy place to live. She says, woof, woof.
Look at my big booty.
He says, I like big butts and kids. And she says, does this drawer make my butt look fat? And he says, I'm steaming mad. He says, oh, you are very, 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 very cute, my young child.
Mommy, you have a big chin.
And she says,
I know.
you're old enough to be my grandma.
No, it's like, Mommy, you have a very, very, very big handle.
Yeah.
Son!
Says, Mom, you have a spot on your nose. And she says, Chip, Did you know that you're broken?
Did you know that you have a chip?
Maybe that's why they call it.
Gaston
Chip
looks
on my
tall, dark, and
shoulder.
handsome, and boy does he know it. Likes looking at himself, talking about
And
himself,
boy, does
and listening
he
to other
know
people
it.
talk about him. Dislikes not getting what he wants. He is a lot like me.
And he is stupid.
Gaston, the hunter, is not only the handsomest man in town, he is also the vainest. He loves gazing at himself in the mirror and believes that Belle is the only girl in town almost as good looking as he is. Gaston is
Daddy,
determined to
I
marry
can't
her
get my
whether
eye.
she wants to or not. This is the day your dreams come true. Gaston has the biggest muscles in town and the biggest ego. He's the local hero and all the townspeople admire him. Hunting for a wife, Gaston thinks that Belle is a little odd for reading books with no pictures in them, but she is beautiful. Arrogant Gaston always gets what he wants, and he will marry Belle by any means necessary. How could any girl possibly resist the great Gaston? It's unthinkable! Not that Gaston wastes much time thinking. He says,
Oh my god.
"Why are my hands so big?"
He says, look at my
He
muscles.
says, "My muscles leap through my rippling shirt."
What does they say?
What did they say?
He says, "Gaston, you have a piece of toilet paper in your shoe."
Maybe she says, ooh, look at his butt.
He's got a nice butt.
He says, "Oh, look at that butt. It's so gross."
No, it's so like.
Le Frau. Le Foy? Le Faux.
Whoa.
Le Faux?
Before.
Loyal Le Faux
I
is
gotta get up there.
you
Pronounced
gotta,
it wrong.
hey, always ready to do whatever it takes to help his friend out. Although Gaston is often mean to him, Le Faux thinks that Gaston is the greatest. He would love to be as handsome and popular as Gaston and believes that Belle should be honored like Gaston, to be chosen
Yeah, I got
as
it.
Gaston's bride. Monsieur de Agu. Agu?
Let's do a go.
Monsieur de Agu. Wow.
A go.
Pretends to be shocked at Gaston's wicked plan to imprison Belle's father, but really all he cares about is money. Greedy Monsieur would do just about anything to make a quick buck. What? We're up there?
Oh, whoops.
When Gaston's wedding day dawns, he hasn't even asked Belle to marry him yet. He has no doubt that Belle will say yes and that they will have 6 or 7 children together. A beastly and when the kind-hearted...
Would you like to have 6 or 7?
No. When the kind-hearted beast spares Gaston's life, the hunter reveals his true cowardly nature and attacks the beast. Although the beast is badly hurt, it is Gaston who falls to his death. And ta-da! I'm fabulous!
He's
And
like,
he
no,
says,
it's family.
"There's something wrong with you." And he says, "I look like a lizard." And she says, "You're so weird." And he
He
says,
says, massage my feet.
yeah, it says, "My big toe is prettier than anyone in this place."
Ew.
And then he says, "I'm going to die."
Why would he want to die?
He doesn't want to, he just does. That's it.
What? No. What? I need.
Okay, where's your book?
But Dad, I have a question.
What's your question?
Okay.
He can answer.
Where are we at here?
It's
Al?
somewhere in this book. 10. Okay, I got. You didn't read what she says.
No, I'm not going to read that.
Beavers.
You make it up.
Oh, I'm allowed to read my books. Oh, hello, sheep.
Chapter
What is
10
this thing? I hope
of the first 39 Clues book.
Okay,
Alistair O was just leaving.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Alistair O was just leaving the customs when this enemy ambushed him. Bonjour, Uncle Ian Carter
Hello.
appeared in his right, on his right.
Are you sure we're on chapter 10?
You told me it was chapter 10.
No, you told me.
Have a good flight. Alistair turned to the left, but Natalie Carabra cut off his escape. I wouldn't try to get away, Uncle Alistair. Oh, I wouldn't try to get away, Uncle Alistair, she said sweetly. It's amazing how many weapons I can carry through an airport. She held up a china doll in a blue satin dress. Natalie was too old to be carrying something like that, but no doubt she could charm the security guards into thinking otherwise. What is that? Alistair asked, trying to stay calm. A gun? A bomb? Natalie smiled. I hope you don't have to find out. It would be quite messy. Keep walking, Uncle. Keep walking, Uncle. Ian put as much sarcasm into the word as possible. We don't want to arouse suspicion. They strode through the terminal. Alistar's heart pounded. He could feel the poor Richard's
That.
Just
almanac
looking.
in his jacket pocket, slapping against his chest with every step. So, Alistar said, when did you get in? Oh, we took our own jet, Ian said. We use a private airstrip where the security is much more relaxed. We just thought we'd come welcome you. How nice, Alistar said, but I don't have anything you want. That's not what we heard, Natalie said. Hand over the book. Alistar's throat went dry. How could you possibly know? News travels fast, Natalie says. We have informants. Natalie, Ian snapped. I'll do the talking, thank you very much. You hold the doll. Either you guys get down and act normal, or I shut that off.
Okay.
She scowled, which made her face not nearly as pretty. I can talk if I want to, Ian, Mother and Father said. Blast what they said. I'm in charge. Natalie took ready to yell back at him, but she swallowed her rage. Alistar didn't like the tight grip she was keeping on her doll. He imagined the thing must have a trigger somewhere, and he didn't want to find out what it did. Surely you don't want another war between our branches, Alistar said, trying to sound diplomatic. One phone call and I can mobilize help from Tokyo to Rio de Janeiro. As can we, Ian said. And I've read my family history, Alistar. The last time our branches fought, it didn't go very well for your lot, did it? Alistar kept walking, thinking hard. A gendarme was, whatever that is, standing by a security checkpoint up ahead, about 20 meters. If Alistar could create a distraction...
Who is he, Amy or Dan?
No, this is Ian.
Okay.
This is neither one of them. In 1908, explosions in the 1908 explosion
Why do they have a gun?
in Siberia. I don't know.
Siberia, Russia.
Right.
Yeah. It's the Gulag.
The 1908 explosion in Siberia, he said to Ian.
Siberia.
Yes, that was impressive. But we have more at stake than this more at stake this time. Exactly, Ian agreed. So hand over the book, old man, before we have to hurt you. Natalie laughed. If you could hear yourself, Ian, honestly, her brother
His
frowned.
mother's diary. The mother's diary?
Mother's diary,
Yeah.
Excuse me? 5 meters through the gendarme. Alistar thought. Stay calm. Oh, nothing, Natalie told her brother airily. Just that you're a terrible bore. Without me, you couldn't even frighten this pathetic old man. Ian's expression hardened. I most certainly could. You useless little... Natalie stepped in front of Alistar, intent on confronting her brother, and Alistar saw his chance. He stepped backwards, then sideways, and before the cobbers could regroup, Alistar was standing next to the gendarme, talking as loudly as he could in French. Yeah. Merci, niece and nephew, he shouted at the cabras. But your parents will be worried. Run along now and tell them I'll be out in a few moments. I have some questions for this officer. I may have forgotten to declare my fresh fruits and customs. Fresh fruits, the officer said. Sir, that's very important. Come with me, please. Alistar shrugged apologetically to the cobras. You must excuse me. Ian's eyes were so angry they looked like they might catch fire, but he managed a stiff smile. Of course, Uncle. Don't worry. We will definitely catch you later. Come, Natalie, he said her name through clenched teeth. We have to talk. Ow! She yelped as he gripped her arm, but he hurried her down the hallway and out of sight. Alistar sighed with relief. He followed the airplane, gratefully, the gendarme, gratefully back to customs, where after 20 minutes of questions and searching bags, Alistar realized, quite surprise, he did not have any fresh fruit in his luggage after all. He pretended to be a confused old man, and the irritated customs official let him go. Back in the terminal, Alistar allowed himself a smile. Ian and Natalie Cabra may have been deadly opponents, but they were still children. Alistar would never let himself be outfoxed by youngsters like them, not when his own future and the future of the branch were at stake. He patted the poor Richard's almanac, still safe in his jacket pocket. Alistar doubted any other team knew more about the 39 clues than he did. After all, he'd been spying on Grace for years, learning her purpose. There was still a lot he didn't understand, secrets he hoped Grace had given to her grandchildren, but soon he would find out. He was off to an excellent start.
When are we going to learn about Dan and Amy?
I don't know, maybe the next chapter. This is a quick chapter. He now understood the true meaning of the first clue, Richard S.'s resolution. He had to chuckle about that. Even Amy and Dan had failed to see what it really meant. He made his way through the terminal, keeping his eyes open for the cobras, but they seemed to have vanished. He got outside and was dragging his bags toward the taxi stand when a purple van pulled up to the curb. The side door rolled open. A cheerful male voice said, "Hey there!" The last thing Alistar saw was a large fist hurling toward his face. And that was the end of chapter 10.
Okay. Let's stop the video now.
Sounds good. Good night.
Wait, I want to watch it.
Shut it off.
Yeah, watch it.
Watch it? You were here.